The third in the series of 2-minute breakdowns is a top light heavyweight matchup between vet number 7, Ovince Preux, taking on number 12, Dominick Reyes. And let's break it down by size, because Reyes actually comes in at an inch taller, which typically never happens for Preux. He's very tall for the division. But he does have one of the longest reaches in the game at 80 inches compared to Reyes' 77 inches. So for the 35-year-old Preux, he's got a record of 22-11 according to UFC.com, and he owns 9 finishes in the UFC, including a 4-1 streak in his last 5 fights. For Reyes, like I said, one of the hottest prospects in the game, and he's still only 28 years old, owning 8 of 9 wins by finish, and all of those finishes coming in the first round, which is a good sign coming up against OSP. Now, why do I say that? Well, OSP has racked up first round wins over Shogun Rua, Patrick Cummins, and recently Tyson Pedro. He can be a bit of a slow starter. He looks to control distance and throw hard body kicks. And in the fight against Ilir Latifi and Pedro, he got knocked down in the first round. And while he was able to somehow recover in that Pedro fight and get the crazy, he had the straight armbar win, he took a right high kick and then a subsequent straight right from Pedro, and not so much in the Latifi fight, because we saw Latifi throw a combo, finishing up with a standing guillotine finish. Now, for Dominick Reyes, he's knocked out Joakim Christensen in 29 seconds, submitted Jeremy Kimball in 3 minutes and 39 seconds, and he finished Jared Cannonier in 2 minutes and 55 seconds back in May. And one insane stat, albeit not very relevant considering how little Reyes has stayed in the cage, but his significant strikes thrown compared to absorbed sits at 4.46. So for every 1 taken, that's what he throws. Now, he beats OSP in every single statistical category through 3 fights in the UFC. And again, OSP's had 17 fights in the UFC, so it's hard to kind of rely on those stats. In the end, never count OSP out. I had picked him to beat Tyson Pedro. He got very lucky, as he always tends to be. And Reyes is sitting at a minus 225 favorite right now compared to OSP at a plus 185. So I'm taking Reyes. He's very dynamic. He moves well. And similar to Ovince Preux, he's a southpaw. He looks to work quickly. And I think he's got that finishing instinct. We saw it in his last fight. We've seen it in 8 of 9 wins by finish. And look for Reyes to move up further up the ladder in 205.